I had a question recently that honestly stopped me in my tracks. The question was, do you believe in you? It wasn't, do you believe or do other people believe in you? That wasn't a question. No, the question was, do other people support you? The question was, do you believe yourself when you say you want something? And because I started thinking about capable people, and something interesting that happens with us is we say we want that next level, right? But deep down, something we don't fully believe about ourselves yet. There's something about us we don't fully believe. And when you think about a simple thing like planting a seed, when you plant a seed, you water it, you give it the sunlight it needs, right? We nurture the seed. Eventually, that seed would grow, right? There is no debate there. No one's going to debate about that process. Nobody's going to, like, that's how it works. Nobody's going to stand there and say, oh, maybe the seed would not grow if we do those things. Uh, or it turns out that, oh, maybe, nah. But here's the thing. When it comes to us, suddenly we think we are the exception to this law of growth. Like, help me make sense of that. Because we capable people, we then will hesitate, we would overthink. And something very interesting about very capable people is we will start the preparation. We will go doing so much learning and like more learning. We'll be gathering this information and that information. We'll be analyzing the information that the systems we want to use. Like all these things we start doing. But then something happens internally. That quiet negotiation starts beginning. We start having this like internal dialogue within ourselves. Oh, maybe I should wait. Maybe this is not the right time. Maybe I just need that to do that one more course to help. I need to understand this thing better. Like I need clarification to really step in fully and to really give my all and yada yada. Like so much internal dialogue that's happening, and suddenly preparation becomes a very responsible looking form of hesitation. Hmm. Because for me, when this question was imposed to me, in this situation when it happened, it was a case where I was I was part of this mastermind where they introduced this challenge to us. And or they had introduced the challenge. And this was just more kind of like, let's see how things are going, kind of like thing. This was like the mastermind. And honestly, the first reaction when they first said, okay, this is the challenge we're bringing to you all. We want you all to be, you've trained now to be presenters, you've trained now to do speaking and all those things. Go forth and spread your wings and do the thing. And now this is what we want you guys to do to get to start speaking. So we're going to challenge you all. And my first reaction, honestly, was resistance. I gave so much excuses as to what they're trying to get us to do was so complication. The systems for like what we had to do was just like, I don't understand what you mean. Like have this proposal or have like I have a life, my kids running, this, all these things happening. It's just too much. So I just told myself all these reasons why I couldn't participate in this challenge. I mean, bear in mind, they were giving us a long, like a, even though they called it like a sprint, it was like a 3 months of go out there and secure you a speaking opportunity, gigs, and reach out. Like, go do it. You've been trained on how to do it now. Go out there and get this thing done. And to me, it was like, what you're asking me to do is complicated. Like, this is just too much. I don't have the bandwidth right now, or like trying to like get this, um what's the word, going. So we're just going to like chill. So with all these excuses I had, with how busy I am with my full-time job and building this business alongside, and I was like also doing, trying to understand the different look, I gave it so much excuses, and reassuring myself how this is just complicated. This challenge they're trying us to do is just extra on top of everything I want to do. I mean, everything I'm already doing. And then they want me to not add this. So I told myself that it's not possible. And to me, it sounded reasonable. My excuse is, I'll just do it next time, right? Like this would always come around. Like there's always going to be a next time. So I just thought, I'll just watch and then see. So the next time I'm ready to like play full out. That's what I thought. That's where I like, yeah. So now, fast forward, now we're almost what, 10 weeks in or thereabout, or 9.5 weeks in, or then we had this mastermind just to like just see how things are going. We've been having weekly calls, but I wasn't fully participating. So this is another reason why I said I wasn't. So there was like two chunks. The first bit where you had to like prepare yourself and do all those things, and the second, well, I call it semester, whatever, was now go time. And the confusion of like this first bit, and for people who are just like new to the thing, so that, and then not fully being present and understanding was like, oh yeah, I wasn't, I didn't know that we'd already in should have been. So now we've missed the understanding or the legwork of creating those things that are needed to go on. So when the question came during this mastermind thing that we're doing and said, okay, do you believe in you? Uh, then I reflected. And then when I looked at my reasoning that I had, I just realized something. Those things were really just excuses that was dressed up in logic when you really look at it. All those things was just me hiding from one fear or one thing, thinking that I couldn't, this and that. But as the intensive call went along, I made that decision because the decisions there were only 2 weeks left, two and a bit weeks left for this challenge to be over. And when you've gone to this thing and then had this realization that, oh my goodness, because we really walked and realized that, okay, all those things were just excuses. And then I was now pumped from that. And with 2 weeks and a bit left, people would have just thought, oh yeah, it's too late now. Oh gosh. But I decided that now I'm going to do this. I decided, you know what? We're doing this. Because what they reminded us that, like, like the prize draw or the winning, like if you participate and when you get your points and everything, you get like the free tickets to the next event. And we are talking almost like four-figure like entry. No. Yeah. Mm. Then they're doing the math. Like to get into this to the event. And then there are other things you can get into, like can get mentorship, you can get this. And then they're like the top prices or the top three or different price levels. You get paid to speak. You get featured and you get like all these things. And now I'm like now like I'm doing this. Not only am I gonna do it and I like get the free tickets, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna get that first place. Yeah, I said that to myself. And then I thought, you know what? Not only that, the rest of us, because the thing is like, you in most training, whatever, you have people you are around and you support. I started speaking to like my colleagues and stuff, like, are you guys doing like what's going oh no, it's too late. We get free tickets to go into the next one. So I started like motivated because when you go in a group, you go far, but when you go alone, it's like a lonely thing. I'm like, no, let's do this, people. Like this is what we get to get. We this and that. I was like, oh yeah, and then they will not understand. But this is the thing about learning. When you now sh- show someone else or teach someone else out, you are reinforcing your own learning. You're getting it, you're understanding it because you didn't have to explain it. So me now I'm like breaking it down to other people and saying this is what we need to do. Oh, okay, I can do that. This person's in. Come on, no, next person in. That person's in. Before you knew it, there was this like lots of us going in, and then some people were like, I just want to get the entry fee so I don't have to pay for the next event. Fine. Some people like, oh, I'm like, let's go for this thing. Like I said I was going for the top. And mind you, there was the one person who was on the top of every single week. I was never in any of those scoreboards. But when that thing came on, and so it was now one more what's the word? One more scoreboard. And then it was the final thing. I went into grind mode. Is that the right word? But I was like focused. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to break this in now? I won that top spot. The person who is on the top right now, this is how much points they have. This is how much. If they carry on at this pace, like I was look, man, there was an art to this. There's a science to how I handle this stuff. And I checked these things out, looked at it, like, okay, they might get up to this stop, and then went on to access. Thank God for technology breaking it down like, okay, to get this many points, what do I need to do? What do I get to do in a week? Like I have 2.5 weeks. What do I breaking it down? So like to the fine tune. So so when that call happened, I yeah, no, it's actually a week. When that call happened, I had like 2 days to get to okay, this was a magic. I had 2 days for the next cutoff to now see the next to be on those leaderboard. And then when I went and realized, okay, this is what I need just to get the free ticket and told everybody else, I went to grind mode. And then on that last call, they decided instead of doing the top five, let's do the top 10. And in that, okay, this is now the stories come back to me. Oh my gosh. Oh my, how it happened. So in that top 10, they listed the names of everyone that was like the 10 places. This person like they called my name, I got a free ticket. Because what happens after that call, the next day, I went down after doing my research. What do I need to get a free ticket? I went down and I focused and I did everything I needed to just get that first one. Because all those ones were just more research, gathering point, making your list, doing all this stuff, getting everything prepared. duh, 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 duh. I I did that in the one day. And when I did that one day and sent it up, and then the next day after they now made the list, and then they're calling names and calling names and calling names. I'm like, why am I didn't hear your name. I didn't hear this person's name. I didn't hear that. All those people I didn't hear. So why are we not doing this? I just got a free ticket. And this is what it took me to get a free ticket. So this is when like, oh well, I've messed up the story earlier, but this is now when I now went and spoke to my other um colleagues and like this is all we need you need to do to get this points. We have one more week. You can do this in a week to get that free thing to get in. And then now I did that in a day. I was thinking, what can I do in a week That's it. I didn't have 2.5 weeks. I had less than a week or so. Because after that thing, after the call, the price that I didn't see most of my people's name, I now went out to them and say, I didn't hear your name. I didn't hear. Aren't you going to the event? Oh yeah, I intend to. Don't you want to go in for free? This is what you get to do. That's when it went into drive mode. Yeah, yeah, that's how it happened. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I mean, we're only talking what, couple of months ago that this happened. Ah, so when we went into drive mode, and now I had a week, and I had a busy week, and I had a light, and I planned this thing, working out every single day. This is what we're gonna do, and I tell you, the just the going of sending messages. I learned a new system how to, like, I have a system where I can send out vast emails. I set up my email system. I've never done that before this. I created like my template I was going to send out, like all these things, like getting contacts from people who are like on my that I wanted to reach out to for like opportunities and things like that. Gathering this thing, doing research, finding a system that can help to do the research, and realizing, okay, this is not really my kind of market. And but I was going on and searching and finding and making my list, and then creating and learning how to connect my what I did, how I expanded in a week of learning systems, of learning how to send in messages. And what I did not account for was when you send messages, people are prone to reply. And I'm one kind of person that I like to take time to think about what I'm going to reply before I reply. But these are people like replying me instantly, giving me ideas like, oh, Nene, we haven't, like, oh, wow, it's been a while. Oh my gosh. So my calculation of I just need to do this to get that. Now the double is most of those people are now replying you to say, oh, I know someone, or no, I don't know. Like, and then you're having to reply. So the extra work on that and like building that muscle and having and also the rejection of like, oh, I'm not interested in this, in, oh, don't send me like stuff like this again, or sending out to all these different centers, all these different places, and then coming back with like no response, or we've got this covered, blah blah blah, and then filling out different um what's the word, like going into places to do speaking and to do all this stuff. Oh my goodness, did I build the resistance of sending messages? Before I would like think about, oh, is this the right time to send this person? Is this the all I knew is, Nana, you need to send in 50 messages today. You need to do 100 today. We need to like do this, what I was like a like machine going, sending all this stuff out. And I can just see myself, the points were just going. Now from being on the 10th place, now I'm gonna 8 in my head because I'm looking at what the normal average people are. Because now after that, after being called in that position, was just more, the next week was like the winner thing. So I'm like thinking, okay, this is where I am now. This is where whatever I've qualified to get coached by, to have a one-on-one with one of the head um coaches, or like, you know what I mean. In case you don't know, like the heads. And then okay, now I might be in the running for, then looking at my points now, and the person who came in third that's going to be paid, okay, I think I might be here. So I'm then thinking, okay, I might be, and I'm thinking, if it's the last week, you grind as much as you can so that you can go in for that place. So let's do extra. And now putting all these things, getting help, babe, like help me, like do this research here, you do that. I was like delegating. It wasn't just all on me. Like the overwhelm. There were times when I was like, oh my gosh, I can't again. But like, Nana, we're doing this. We need to get that price point. We need to get to be on that stage. We need to, oops, my phone, well, we need to like showcase ourselves and all this stuff. We did it. There are times where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I can, but just like, no, reminding myself, stage, we're going on that stage. We're going to be known as an international speaker. We're going to like showcase our ability. We're going to like reach out, be featured, and get this. And all those things I just kept saying to myself and like just anchoring in myself. And in that week, what I did, some folks who have taken the time of 8 weeks, 9 weeks of negotiating, of thinking, oh no, this person didn't reply, da, da, da. But I was like going and grinding and doing everything and asking support from family. And then when the deadline came in, again, because of the time difference, didn't realize, I thought I still had an hour. I had done so much stuff. I'm still replying. They had to send me a message to say, Nene, the thing's ended. Stop sending us more, stop sending us more entries. It's over. I was like, oh, I thought I had an extra hour. But okay, we'll stop then. And the next day came and it was going to be official. They called us all out. The thing came out and I looked at it. And yes, I've secured my free entry. I already knew that. And then everybody that I encouraged, bar one, like they got there. Like the ones that's like, oh, I just want a free ticket, then they got it. The ones that went extra, they did. But every single one of them didn't think that they could. Even one or two, even after I had said, oh, like do this. And when I was like checking up on them and like finally checked, like, oh man, you look, I already have a day. I had this thing happen, that thing happen. I couldn't. But it's like, yeah, but we still have almost 24 hours. You've got like almost 48 hours. Okay. Let's just say you have about 30, whatever that is, you've got some time, a day and a half. You can still do this. And she did, and she got it. And it's just amazing how we think we can. I had all these excuses, all these things, you know? And here I am. I'm going to be a paid speaker. I'm going to be speaking on this stage, this dazzle place. I'm so looking forward to it. And yeah, doing all those things, just following the challenge, even when I didn't understand it, using AI to like break it down, help me, using it to be my measure. This is how much you've done, like how many points do we have, all these things. It was such a huge growing for me that now when it says reach out to people and send messages, it's not like, oh, would I say no? Would I say no? Now I send it. If they say yes, no, it is. Look, I'll be doing a disservice if I don't do the reach out. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, no, 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 don't send me this kind of message anymore. Okay. Having the growth I did in using and learning about tools, using all those things, that ripple effect of now I have a system that works in terms of reaching out. Now I'm have happen to send this stuff. And here is the gold. All those things I was doing, yes, I got the ones that came back saying, "Oh, please don't send us any more messages. I'm no longer working there, or this doesn't happen, or we already have somebody like that doing that. We don't have any open." Like I had so many no that was collecting them, and it's okay. And I had someone say yes. I had another yes. Oh yeah, you can come and speak for us here, or you can come and do this. Like one of the bit like the opportunities that came from that as well happened. Like that momentum of doing that, having to see other people stretch themselves and saying, "Oh, Nana, thank you so much for like really." So that also was such greatness for me. You know, um, s- supporting each other, doing all those things. It was amazing. And honestly, the biggest win wasn't actually the winning of like me getting the free tickets to go in, or me having to like come third place and getting a prize and being having the ability to be able to speak. The real win was I wasn't lacking time. I thought I was. I thought I couldn't. I was waiting for a feeling. I was waiting to feel ready. But here's the thing, readiness does not arrive first. Readiness grows because you move. I made that decision that I'm going to get that free ticket. After saying, do you believe? I, yeah, I believe I can make it. I can do it. And then seeing that, I'm like, okay, now let's go for the next one. So my question to you. So when you hear this question, do you believe in you? I realize that sometimes the biggest things holding capable people back isn't the lack of knowledge, isn't that we don't fully believe in ourselves yet. That's what's holding us back. Because we don't become ready and then we begin. No, you begin and the readiness grows as you move. I am Nene. We do this every single day. Remember, your voice matters and it's your time to use it because we evolve in real time. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.